Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'm going to be showcasing two crazy games in the E100 and the mouse. As we know, currently we are in a medium meta. The faster your tank goes, the better it is. But that's not always the case, and the E100 is such a shining light in a dark sea of sadness. This is one of my favorite tanks when it comes to super heavies. And the reason why is because you have DPM, you have pretty solid mobility, honestly. Like, yeah, the E100 doesn't go 40 kilometers per hour, but it has a good enough power to weight ratio and a top speed of 30 that even uphill, you're still not that slow. And I should mention, it has surprisingly quick turret traverse speed and hull traverse speed, meaning that even though mediums might get to your side, you can actually turn faster than they usually will be. It's pretty scary when an E100 turns quicker than you, but it does it quite often. And when you pair that with the fact this vehicle has 2,800 DPM while also running gun rammer and 2,750 health with really good armor, yeah, it's kind of a scary tank. It kind of is. I mean, this battle I've already picked up 1,800 damage, and now I'm going to use my 120 tons of weight to ram this a mill for an additional 150 health. Then I'm going to shoot the 100 for another 380 damage, and that puts me up to 2,300. I mean, sadly, my roll was terrible on that enemy 100, but it really doesn't matter all too much. And we're going to continue farming this whole game if I can. We're going to aim it on that corner cheek of the 100, nice 703. And because I have 2,400 health left, I legitimately don't care if that E100 shoots me. I'm going to ignore him, push right past, and start going for the enemy FE2 and 5B. Ooh, nice 460 damage shell. That puts us over 3,000 damage already. I'm going to keep going here, and we'll see if we can get some more damage out. What's funny is that I'm actually platooned with Peter KekW, who some of you guys know is, one of the top players on the EU server. And I don't remember what exactly spawned the conversation of the E100, but I think one of his commenters talked about the E100, and he said, oh, I don't like the E100 at all, it's not a very good tank. And I was like, no, I really like the E100, it's pretty fun. So I said, alright, I'll play the E100 for you. And I pulled it out. This is the game that followed. And yeah, well, as you can see, I'm already up to 4,000 damage, and there's still quite a few healthy tanks left. And judging that I have 2,800 DPM, yeah, we got our farm cut out for us. There you go, nice 550 damage high explosive into the rear of that STB-1. It's honestly pretty sad that it didn't roll higher, because my average is 600, but it's fine. We'll still get the shell out. Premium shell into the Progetto there, and that puts us up to 5,000 damage. Okay, well, let's aim it on the Progetto again. Bonk, 575. Oof, that is just such a nasty roll. Now, the STB-1, this player, I don't really know what their thought process was, because they got rammed for 270, and then I obliterated them by, well, shooting them. So we're now up to 6,400 damage. We still have the Progetto in front of me. We'll get a nice shell into that player. I gotta be careful, though. I only have 600 health left, and that 62A could have brought me down to a one-shot, but I'm not. And we're gonna aim it on the 62A. Because I'm running Cali, I can bend the upper plate. Nice 445 shot. Just like that, we just did 7,300 damage. Yeah, you heard that right. 7,300 damage in a battle that lasted less than 3 minutes from the first shell fired. That is crazy, but it really shows where the DPM of the U100 is kind of wild. And on a smaller map like Hellas, where you don't need to drive 8 postal codes to get to the enemy, you can actually have a really enjoyable experience. 156,000 credits earned, top in the team, not even a single sweat broken. And what's really crazy is that if Peter wasn't in that game and didn't farm 4,600, I probably could have done 9,000 damage. Like, it was such an easy farm battle. But it shows how you have that HP, right? You have 2,700 health with armor, and because of that, I'm able to play aggressive. I'm able to use that health to then farm out the enemy. So I do really like the E100. I think a lot of people are, well, honestly, it's still one of the most played tier 10. So I'm not going to say people are discounting it, but currently in the meta with how prevalent mediums are, you just feel like the U100's not that special. But trust me, it is. And this game in the mouse is going to be just as special, putting us on Oasis Palms. I love this style. Definitely the best style like in the game. It's pretty freaking epic. And we're using the mouse. Now the mouse has some downsides and upsides to the E100. The upside is that it has more health. I have 3,200 health. Now I'm not running enhanced armor, which I am on the E100, but even then I still have about 300-ish, 400 more health in this vehicle than I do the U100. Not only that, I would argue I have better turret armor, and I have better hull armor due to the thick tracks and the much smaller lower plate. It is still a large lower plate, but it's a lot smaller than the E100s. The downsides are that I have less DPM, I have slightly worse accuracy, and I have much worse just overall gun handling. I don't like the gun on the mouse. I really don't. But when you can get it to work, it's really dangerous. You also have much worse mobility. This tank only turns at like 20 degrees a second on hard terrain, like 15 on medium. It's really slow. Its power to weight ratio is worse, so yeah, it's definitely something to keep in mind. So far, we've done 900 damage. We got a shell into the Foch and the Sheridan. We're going to move up here just a little bit. We're going to aim in. Not able to get it out just yet. All right, let's move up a little bit more. There's the E75. And, like, this is such a good example, right? E75 shoots me for 400. I shoot him back for, like, 380. And yet, I still have 2,800 health left, and that E75 is less than 2,000. So, it's kind of a great example there of how you just have so much health. And if you're able to trade shot for shot with players that don't have insane damage per shot, right? Like, if I'm trading with tank destroyers, it's not good. If you're trading with autoloaders, it's not good. But if you can trade with players like the 114 SP2, the Chieftain Mark 6, the Mouse, where you have the ability to just trade, right? Even if that 114 shoots me for 600, I'll still have 2,200 health left. And if I shoot the 114, he'll have 1,600 health left. So I can win even if he's shooting me. And not only that, but you also have to load gold to reliably pen the mouse. So your average damage in the 114 goes from 620 to like 550. So then I only have about 100 alpha difference, yet I still have so much more health, right? In this game, I'm up to 3,800 damage already. I'm going to angle the turret, but the problem with the mouse is, well, yeah, you can just go right through the upper plate. It's tragic. The upper plate should be buffed, but yeah, you can go right through that upper plate. No issues whatsoever. But I don't even care. As you can see, I'm ignoring the mouse at this point. I'm aiming it on the 114. Nice 450 damage shell. And there's only really one tank left I care about at this point, and that is the enemy T-22. I was going to shoot the mouse if our 60 TP didn't get the shell out, but because he did, I get a nice 450 damage shell into the T-22. We're going to move up here just a little bit. And let's see if we can get one more shot. Aiming, aiming, aiming. Boom! Goes directly where I aim. And we get another nice 460 damage. And that puts me up to 5,000 damage dealt. Actually, 5,600 damage. And two pretty good games for Super Heavies. Honestly, today was a good day in general. I was able to go around 30 games in Platoon with Peter KW and average over 4,000 damage. And I played a whole bunch of tanks. The Mouse, the 100. I don't know. I just had blast today, so I think Super Heavies definitely can still do well, as we can see. It's just really tricky due to the fact that if you're up against a lot of mediums, it's very hard to farm. You guys can let me know your personal feelings, comments, and opinions down below. But I wanted to make this video because it was very fun, and it showcased two incredibly fun tanks. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.